Good evening, everyone. Did you miss me? I am back, and I actually looks like appeared to make it close to time. It's actually kind of funny. My alarm that actually said I should be going live, like as soon as I swiped to turn it off, the power clicked on at the same time. So I'm just going to call that a little blessing. Hopefully it holds, but yeah. First off, before we get started tonight, I don't really have a topic. We're just going to get on here and ramble and get caught up because I have missed you all. It feels like forever and a day since I've been here. And I especially want to thank Bornoldus, Jade, and Immortal. All three of them have really gone out of their way to make sure you all know what's going on, to make sure there's content coming, to make sure there's topics being discussed, get you all thinking and to really cover my butt why I have been away dealing with a lot of different stuff. So, to you guys, I want to say thank you very, very much for what you've done to help the YouTube channel and over at Locals during this time. I appreciate it. Um, and we got some people jumping in. Great to see you all. Good to see you, Billy. Good to see you, Mathis. Been a while. Hope you're doing well. And for everybody who sent me well wishes for me and my family, thank you very much. We all do greatly appreciate it. This has been rough. Um, I'm still dealing with a few things. Not gonna lie about that, but that's life goes on. You got to continue moving. You got to do what you got to do, right? Um, ironically, during this also ended up having to go to a doctor because I was having some issues with my foot, only to find out that we'll say excessive injuries over my life have starting to catch up with me. So I've also been doing some rehab on that foot. Anyone who's ever had to do rehab on tendons and stuff, you know how much that stuff hurts. So that's been a little exhausting, but it is getting better, thank God. Because my instructions were to stretch it, to work it, make sure um, you're loosening it back up, but also to stay off it. And it's like, dude, I suck at staying off my foot. I was like, I got to do things. I got to move. And like, you got to stay off your foot. And I was like, I suck at not doing anything. I really do. um, so luckily that's loosening back up. So yeah, it's just been one thing after the other. And then, I was so happy because I posted, that I'm returning, going to do MCH tonight, then the power outage. I was like, seriously, you're going to do me like this? Really? that's, that's why I posted over at Locals. And luckily I was able to get a hold of Jade because for some reason it won't let me post in the community tab from my phone. So she was able to post there and I had enough signal. I got a short through. I wasn't sure if the short would actually upload. Luckily that went through. To let y'all know that, when the power comes back, as long as it's within a reasonable time, I'm going live one way or the other today. So yeah, it's been a hoot. Part of me considered giving it an hour to see because like usually when it goes out, it flickers on, but we seem quasi stable, so we're going to try it. And thank you, Mathis. It's been appreciated. It's been heavily appreciated. I know I didn't respond to as many comments as I usually do, and part of that is it's been rough because anytime I went to respond or answer a question, like I just start thinking about everything. And it really tears you up. It does. The individual lost. She always referred to me as dad, and I always referred to her as my daughter. But I mean, she was my goddaughter. We just super, super close. Her parents passed when she was super young. And just to be clear, I'm not talking about Halloween. Okay, let's be clear there. I'm not talking about Halloween. Halloween's fine. I think she even uploaded a cookie video over on Locals. This would be Tina. And this is an individual who, honestly, they lift me up and they're a lot in my life as much as they said that I was the nurse. So it was like a really hard hit in a lot of different ways. And, it's going to take some adjustments. It really is. So yeah, it's been crazy. It really has. Hopefully you all have been doing well in my absence though. I actually did the last live stream I was able to do. Someone asked if I'd knew anything about the Yggdrasil tarot deck. I actually ended up getting that to look at it because I enjoyed the art. Um, and I got to flip through it. I've not had time to read through the book itself and whatnot. I have flipped through some of these. I did read some of the reviews online, and some of the reviews, I'm going to admit, I don't think some of the reviews are too. They're not good reviews. And part of it is like one person comments that Gandalf is not in Norse mythology. That's a Lord of the Rings. And if you're using the name Gandalf, you don't know anything about actual Norse mythology. You're full of shit. Okay, that review I don't like. And here's why. If you read the Volspa, the names of the dwarves that are given in that particular text, they mention Gandalf. They mention Durin. They mention Oakenshield, I even believe, because the names of the dwarves and Gandalf were actually pulled from Norse mythology. And my light is already flickering. God damn it. I mean, darn. So if this is a deck you're considering and you happen to see that comment, don't give that one too much credit, because yes, a lot of the Lord of the Rings name and stylization Tolkien did take from Norse mythology, right? Now, I'm not going to say everything fits. One person was complaining because the rendition of hell in here isn't half skeleton, isn't half corpse. Truth be told, if you actually read Norse, it doesn't say she's half corpse. That is actually a modern interpretation. It mentions she has bluish skin, which some people have turned to think that means corpse-like. But it never actually says that she is grotesque and ugly. It just mentions that she has a bluish hue to her skin. So again, this artwork, in fact, every time I've ever worked with hell in Norse mythology, I actually felt a little weird for the longest time because she didn't show up in that modern view. And I was working with a Vitki at the time, and he's like, "Why do you expect her to?" And I told him, and he's like, "Yeah." And he pointed me to the actual wording and everything. And so I actually love the depiction here because it's actually closer to what most people I know who work with her closely actually end up seeing her as. Um, so that's one of the neat little things in there. Now, would I say this is actually the end all be all? No, no. But at least at my first glance, first pass over, that I've been able to do, and I'm going to do a more in depth on it later. I got to admit, I'm kind of digging it. Am I going to find a problem? You know, I probably will. I'm a picky son of a bitch. But I do think the reviews and everything, people's talking out their ass when they don't quite know what they're talking about. I think we're seeing a lot of that. So I cannot remember who asked me about this originally, but I am glad you did because I'm kind of actually enjoying this. I'm going to really enjoy diving into it a little bit more. I actually like the box that comes in too, because instead of being one of those top loading boxes that fall apart and you throw them away quick, this is actually pretty sturdy, and it's got a little magnetic thing, so it opens up. Books in here, cards are underneath. The cards even have a ribbon to lift them up. So stupid little thing, but I kind of like it. Got a few more people joining us. Scrimps Ahoy, good to see you. Thank you. Yes, everybody here, if you're here, give us a thumbs up. Let YouTube know you like the work we're doing. Also, if you haven't already, check us out on Locals. Honestly, it's the best way for me to stay in touch with the community. We even found out that it's the best way for me to update you all in case of power outages and the like. There is the Locals community link. You can join for free, or you can pop over there and become a supporter. And supporters get all kinds of extra perks and are entered into a monthly duck race, which we will start posting the duck races here on YouTube also, I think is what they were talking about. Prizes for the duck race are at random. Sometimes they're a handmade wand, a ring. I think last week was a gorgeous little plate that had like a wizard or a sorcerer on it. Sometimes it'll be a free consult with me that you can win. All kinds of little things like that. Whatever we can come up with. We're trying to do as much for the community and give back as we can. Yeah, I mean, it's worth checking out. Like I said, I haven't fully gone through it, but I would say at least at the base level, it's worth checking out. My wife even she's like, "You don't do a lot of tarot. Why'd you buy it?" And I was like, "The artwork alone will actually give me little depictions that I could easily take camping with me and have a depiction of Odin or Hel or somebody." So for no other reason, I like the artwork that was made it worth it. And there's a lot of Norse figures that you don't really hear about in there, and I kind of like that too. Um, let's see, Art Dragon, you should make and brand coffee. It's got to brew in less than an hour, though. Oh, don't worry, I could definitely get some coffee brewed in less than an hour. I can do coffee at a campfire in less than an hour. Um, I've actually had a lot of people say that, and I've actually considered it, and I've looked into it. And right now, working Dragon Mystic where we are, we can't afford to get that in motion. I am looking at it. And if we grow to the point where we can do our own coffee, working Dragon Mystic can actually start roasting its own coffee in some way, I will do that. I will. I've had a lot of people do it. Though, if we do it, I honestly want to look at getting not only a couple of blends of coffee, but I'd love to get some teas because I actually do drink quite a bit of tea as well. So I'd like to do coffee and tea if I could. Um, so it is something that is in my brain. It's on my radar, Arc Dragon. And all I can say is if you guys want that, share the channel, try to find more people to come help support us and watch it and get us